Hi, folks, it's me again. I'm taking a break from social media, damn it. I've never liked social media. I've always despised all that crap like Fuckbook, MySpace, can't believe that still even exists, Instagram even, like just Messenger and all that crap in general. I've never been into social media. The only reason I've ever bothered with YouTube is because obviously I like making dumbass videos. That's really the only kind of social media that I've ever liked using. Otherwise, with everything else, I've never been into it. The only reason I've ever used any of that crap is because I just feel obligated to do it because, you know, it's like, you can't beat them, join them. Like, everyone else is always using it, so I just feel obligated to do it because everyone else is. Like, that's apparently the new normal. You know, internet has taken over the whole world. Everyone's just on social media, but nobody wants to be sociable anymore. So annoying. And yeah, I know, major boomer moment approaching, but when I was a little kid, we didn't have the stupid internet on everything. We didn't have all this social media crap. You know, back when I was a little kid, we would actually hang out. Like, no one ever wants to fucking hang out anymore. And it's stupid, especially when they make all these petty bullshit excuses not to, you know, and it's so much easier when you think about it. It's so much easier to just ignore a text or say no to a text or something and make some dumb bullshit excuse or just say no and then ignore the person after that. You know, it's so much easier to do that compared to saying no to someone's face. I never had that problem when I was growing up. Like, when I wanted to hang out with someone, I would go straight over to their house, bang on their door, and be like, hey, let's hang out. Or, hey, is Anthony home? Hey, can TJ come out to play? Like, that was how I grew up. And that's why I was so much happier back then, because people were, you know, everyone was more real. People were more sociable. There was more face-to-face interaction. In this day and age, with stupid internet having completely dominated the whole world, everyone has smartphones. Everyone's just glued to their damn phones all the time. Everyone's just mindlessly posting away bullshit on social media, but no one ever wants to be sociable. No one wants to hang out anymore. It's such a pain in the ass to get people to hang out in this day and age. It's so annoying. Because, like I said, it's so much easier to just ignore a text or to say no, I can't hang out for whatever reason through a text, because, you know, when you go over to the person's house, bang on their door and be like, hey, let's hang out, they feel so much more obligated to hang out. Or even if they're busy, they're just like, fuck it, all right, come in, you're here, so might as well just come in. And that's how it always was when I was little. One of my best childhood friends lived right next door to me. He was my next door neighbor. And I would always be going straight over to his house and pounding on the door and asking him to hang out. We didn't have phones, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have any of that crap. The only thing I had back then was my Nintendo 64 and my Super Nintendo and my PS2. None of those things had internet at all. I didn't use the internet. I didn't use the stupid social media, posting pointless statuses about, hey, check out these pants. Look at these new pants I got. But really, I'm heavily implying that I'm just trying to show off my fat ass. Or, hey, I'm gonna post this dumb bullshit. Oh, I'm bored. I'm so bored, nothing to do today. Oh yeah, this and that. Like, what the hell's the point in posting shit? No one cares. I miss the days when people would want to actually hang out. Nobody ever wants to do that anymore. And yeah, I know it's even more ironic complaining about this problem right now because we're in the middle of a pandemic. The only good part about this pandemic is that we're already halfway through it. It's not gonna go on much longer, but we're still in the middle of this pandemic, and it's not going to be over for a little bit longer. Good news, they already have antibodies. I mean, they already have a cure for this stupid Rona. It just isn't available to the general public yet. It's going to take like another 6 months for that cure to be widely available. It's so stupid, I hate waiting. Can't imagine going through this for another 6 months. But it's not like it really matters. This pandemic, like, the only reason why I've been able to get through this pandemic so easily, other than being paranoid all the time, the only reason why it's been pretty easy to get through is because it hasn't really changed my life very much. Because even before this pandemic started, most of the time, my life has been the same. You know, no one wants to hang out. There's hardly anything to do. I go to my damn job. I go home. Sometimes I'll get drunk. You know, that's really it. Like, my life is boring. And it's mostly because it's such a pain in the ass to find people to hang out with. You know, you'll go on to social media, you'll see all these people just posting dumb shit, but nobody ever wants to hang out. It's so irritating. You know, I really hope that this is like a phase that society is going through, because it all started when smartphones came out and started taking over the world. You know, it's like people don't use computers as much as they used to anymore. You can do everything, pretty much everything that you can do on a computer, you can do on your phone. We have these super powered phones, which is incredible. Like, it's just ridiculous. Having like a phone, for example, like the one I'm using to record this video, you know, a super powered phone that has 12 gigs of RAM. It has the processing power of a mid-range desktop computer. It has a DSLR quality camera. There's 3 cameras on this thing. Why the hell do you need so many cameras? We can record 8K video. All this bullshit, like, it's overkill. And you'd think, cool, you know, you have this super powered gadget that you can keep in your pocket, and you can do pretty much anything you could do on a computer on this thing. But then the biggest problem with it is that everyone is fake. Society is fake. Everyone is such a fake bitch. Especially all those people that talk shit through text or social media. It's like, what are the odds of them saying that kind of shit to someone's face? I mean, it's so easy for someone to talk shit through text or on social media. Oh yeah, I'll kick your ass. But it's like, would you really say that, like, to the person's face? More than likely not. Me, personally, I would. I'm talking to the audience right now. I'm holding you in my hand and I'm saying this to your face. And this is what I'm saying. But no, I'm not the kind of person that generally talks shit, like, online or through text or whatever. Because the majority of the time, I wouldn't say something through text that I wouldn't normally say in person. You know, the only time I would ever mention, like, I'm gonna fight you or this or that, is if you're the one that's already fucking with me and you're pissing me off. But as far as, like, I'm not one of those people that tries to act like a badass and like, oh, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass, this and that. Because, like, first off, I don't care. For those people that, you know, throw empty threats around and they say, oh, they're gonna kick my ass, oh, I'm gonna drop your ass, this and that, blah, blah, all that noise. It's disappointing. I just feel like they're pathetic, because it's like, first off, you're not gonna do shit. Secondly, we all know you wouldn't even say half that shit that you're spewing out of your mouth in my face. You wouldn't be saying all that shit. You know, it's so much easier for people to act all tough through text. You know, the whole classic keyboard warrior bullshit. It's so much easier for them to just spew all this bullshit out through text, but more than likely they wouldn't say that in person. And for me, I'm not like that. I'm not fake. I'm one of the few old souls out there. I'm one of those old-fashioned people that, you know, I grew up with bicycles and quads, dirt bikes, video games, like classic video games like Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, that kind of stuff that didn't rely so heavily on the internet and microtransactions and all these half-baked updates. And it's like, you know, because that's another thing I can't stand about the internet. Everything relies so heavily on the internet. It's annoying. That's why I sold my PS4. That's why I sold my PS3. I just can't deal with it. I'll probably wind up buying the PS5 when it comes out by the end of this year, and I'll probably wind up selling that too, because it just drives me insane how I got sick and tired of every time I would turn it on. Ooh, update. It forces you to update. Every time I'd try to put a game in. You know, I just want to play the fucking game. But it's like half the time I'll put the game in and try to play the game, and it's like, ooh, here's a 2 gigabyte fucking update. And it won't let me play the game until I download this ridiculous update. So then I just sit around for 40 minutes waiting for this dumb bullshit update to finish. And then it's like, cool, that was a mega update. What's new? Nothing. That's what's new. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? You know, that's why I'm old school with games. I like being able to just put the cartridge into the console, put the disc into the damn thing, and just play the fucking game. You know, that's why I feel so out of place in society, because everyone is fake, everything is different, and it's not that I haven't adapted to it, I just don't like it. I don't like how everyone is fake, everyone acts like a punk online, because, and I'm speaking from my personal experiences. I've had endless endless amounts of people act like Mr. Badass, act like Mr. Oh, I'm gonna beat your shit out of you, blah, all this bullshit. I've had endless people act like that through text and online, and it doesn't even faze me. I'm just sitting here wondering, like, what is your problem? Like, does it make you feel better to act all tough through text or something? Because nobody has ever done that. I think maybe once or twice has someone actually had the balls to say that kind of shit to my face. And yeah, we ended up getting into a fight. The first time at the mall years ago was when I got jumped by 3 people because I guess it was probably because they were Mexican and I'm white. And over here, I live in a border state. So for some reason, Mexicans don't like white people. So I was down in like the ghetto area and I was just trying to go to the fucking arcade. And these 3 Mexicans were following me around and just being annoying. And that's when the fight all started. And it's like, I'm just trying to mind my damn business. That's just how people are. Everyone is a punk nowadays. Like they will more than likely not say to your face what they say through text. And it gets kind of annoying after a while, because most of the time, I mean, people are even punks in person from what I can remember, because most of the time when people were acting all tough and talking shit to my face, I'm literally just standing here I'm just standing there waiting for them to do something. They're just running their mouth. And, I almost always get to the point of asking the same thing. Like, are you going to do something or not? Like, I'm just standing here waiting for you to fucking do something, back up your mouth. And they just walk away. Like, sure, be the better person. Fighting doesn't really solve anything other than, yeah, sure, it might make you feel better, I guess. Fighting is kind of pointless, but if I have to, then I will. But it annoys me how even the few times where these people have had the nerve to talk shit to my face and I don't really say anything back, I just stand there waiting for them to like swing at me or something, because when you're in this aggressive situation where you feel like someone's going to try to fight you, the majority of the time I don't really say anything, because when you talk shit back, you lower, your guard drops. Like you need to pay attention, because when you start talking shit back, your guard drops, and then they could swing at you and you're not expecting it because you're distracting yourself, talking shit back for no damn reason. And then sometimes a lot of fights can end after one punch. If they get a good punch in the side of your jaw or something and they knock you on your ass, it could be over in one punch. Oh, One Punch Man season 3 needs to come out already. Oh, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, that's another reason why I don't usually talk shit back. If someone is running their mouth, I let them run their mouth, but I usually don't say anything back. I usually just, first off, I keep my distance, because the further you are away from your opponent, the more of a reaction time you have. So if the person is right up in your face like this, they have a much easier and quicker chance to just start swinging at you. So I generally try to stay at least from where I'm at now to that curb right there. I'm generally at least that far away from the person, and if they keep trying to get closer to me, then I slowly back up. Another thing, don't stand like this, because you can fall over easily if they do start swinging at you. You have to stand more keep your legs spread out more like this. Keep keep your knees bent. If you just stand like this, you can lose your balance so easily. So if they come out and try and tackle you or something, you're just gonna fall right over. But if you're positioned more like this, and they're coming right at you like this, then it's more like you're gonna go back, but you're in a better position to where they're not just gonna knock you on your ass. You can push them right back. Yeah, that's why talking shit is pointless, because it doesn't do anything. All it does is it distracts you. So if they swing at you, you have much less of a reaction time to dodge it or block it. I mean, I've been in martial arts for several years. I know how to fight, and I know one thing that I continue to go by to this day is never underestimate your opponent. It doesn't matter if you're big and buff and your opponent is some scrawny little 5'6" tweaker anorexic looking fuck. It doesn't matter. There's been people that are 200-pound bodybuilders that have gotten knocked out in one punch from just some average skinny looking person. It doesn't matter how big and tough you look. You know, if you, at the end of the day, if you can't back it up, if you don't know how to fight, then it's useless. Like, what's the point in working out in getting all that strength if you don't even know how to use it? I mean, a perfect example of this is the Hulk versus Thanos. I mean, give me a break. The Hulk is just a big buff brute. He's just a big crybaby that just flails his arm around. And Thanos is pretty much, you know, he has similar strength to the Hulk. Oh god, there's more Rona carriers. But anyway, we're back. But you need to take, you know, Marvel, if you like Marvel, I love Marvel. But yeah, I mean, if you've seen the Avengers Infinity War, the whole initial fight between the Hulk and Thanos is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. How it takes more than just strength to win a fight. Like, if you don't know how to fight, then there's no point in having all that power if you don't know how to use it. The Hulk clearly has shown that he doesn't know how to fight, because in the past several movies he's been in, the Hulk has gotten his ass kicked. Thor kicked his ass. The only reason Thor lost is because they cheated. That stupid whatever the hell his name was, you know, just stunned him. And then the Hulk was able to win. And then it's like, you know, he had a clear one-on-one with Thanos. And it's like, sure, the Hulk caught Thanos off guard, but then as soon as Thanos got back up, he knocked the shit out of him. The Hulk couldn't get one good punch in because Thanos dodged pretty much every swing that the Hulk tried to throw at him, and he took him down quickly. And keep in mind that both of their strengths are pretty much on par with each other. But who won in the end? The one who actually knew how to fight. So just keep that in mind. If you're trying to be all big and buff just to scare people off, I mean, good for you. Have fun with that. But one of these days, you're going to have to back it up. And when you do, you're going to feel like a total dumbass. Because it's like, oh yeah, it's time to actually fight. And you don't even know what the hell to do. So for anyone who wants to, you know, go build up their strength, you should probably, at the very least, you know, take some fighting classes, take some wrestling classes. Personally, I like variety. So like, I don't just limit myself to one type of martial arts. I like to learn a little bit of everything. So I do different martial arts. I like to do different types of wrestling. I mean, I can't do any of that now because of the stupid pandemic, but you get the point. It's always nice to have variety so you know a little bit of everything. But just keep that in mind, that there's a lot more to fighting and winning a fight over just raw strength. It's been shown time and time again that you could beat someone triple your size if, you know, they don't know how to fight for shit and you've been fighting for years. It's just something to keep in mind. But at the end of the day, honestly, fighting is pointless, and the only time I would do it is if, like, I absolutely had to. That being said, stay tuned for more videos. See you, folks!